business of first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe or Winston. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
Well, look. Good morning, everybody. We got a screen full of people. This is awesome. We got Kathi Wallis with us, and then we've got Courtney Ware from SGR with us. We're going to learn about SGR today. Good morning, guys. Let me close enough so you can see me. Okay. Welcome to the Jobfather, Jobseeker Network Radio. We are here to let you guys know everything you need to know about getting a job and getting the right job, not just some old job you're not going to stay at. I am Foster Williams. That is Dana Gingerich,
hey.
recruiter extraordinaire. And we love JoCo Community Radio for allowing us to have this show and sponsoring us and hooking us up with all the technology and all that kind of stuff. Guys, I see Mez is with us this morning. Good morning, Meg Rose. And you know what, guys? I am going to tell you guys some things. Since we are job seekers, let's talk about jobs. Okay? Let's talk about Saddle Creek Logistics, guys, out in Roanoke. Saddle Creek Logistics is just that. It's a big logistics company, and they do fulfillment. So they need a fulfillment manager, and they need a distribution manager. So the fulfillment manager, you guys know what that is. You got to make sure that your things that you ordered are correct and in the right packages and all that kind of stuff, and out the door to the right address and all that kind of stuff. And SC Logistics does that kind of stuff. That's Saddle Creek Logistics, you guys. Look them up. You can go to search for the number 4, the letter U, inc.com. These job postings for the fulfillment manager and the distribution manager are posted there. Now, the distribution manager, guys, kind of has different hours because they're there making sure that things get out the door and going to the right place. The fulfillment manager makes sure that everything is correct that's going out the door. So Scott Pendleton, who is out of our network, guys, Scott, Pendleton at sclogistics.com. Let me tell you that again. You want to, and you'll see it on the job posting on Search for You, or if you go to their website, you'll see it. Scott Pendleton, Pendleton at sclogistics.com. He is going to be the person that you send your resume to. If you want to send them to me, that's fine, because Scott and I are good friends, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it and get you over to Scott. Coy Studer, good to see you this morning. I saw you yesterday morning, as a matter of fact, at South Lake Focus Group. Okay, guys, let me tell you about another opening that we have. Check out Clampett Paper Company. That Dana likes that word, Clampett. So
I like it.
Clampett Paper Company is, oh my goodness, Clampett Paper Company has been around for probably 80 years or so. They've been in Dallas forever. And companies, anything you need related to paper products, they are responsible for. And you know what? Let's see here. They need a corporate credit manager. So any part of their credit policies, anything that is part of the company, as far as credit, you are responsible for. This is a really, really awesome job, and it pays well. And guys, you want to contact a lady named Karen Kreitz. CRITES at clampitpapercompany.com. Well, it's just clampit.com, honestly. I think it's Clampit Paper Company. I didn't have to say all that. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? Send your resume to me. If you are a corporate credit manager, hey, we want to get you over at Clampit Paper Company. You need to talk to those guys. You'll talk to Karen first and foremost. But that job is still open. We've been talking about that job for a couple of weeks, and that job is still open. So, guys, get with it. If you're a corporate credit manager, hey, let's talk. Again, these jobs are posted on Search, SEARCH, the number 4, and the letter U, INC.com. Okay? Or you can go to Clampit Paper Company's website itself. Either way. So I want to talk about some wonderful job landing. We get people out of the network that land. We got 2 really big ones. It's pretty cool. Number 1 is a guy that was on this show, and that's my buddy Marcel Tennyson. You know, I think I see Marcel over there in the chat. So congratulations, Marcel. Marcel is going to be with DFW Airport. He's going to be he's going to be the safety manager for I guess it's going to be the parking division of DFW Airport over there. He is going to be the safety manager. He's going to work for my buddy Tim over there. Tim is out of the network. And so, you know, it's just absolutely awesome. And I see, Mez, you reminded me that Opal landed too. Mez, tell us where Opal landed. No, Opal landed. Where did Opal land? Tell me as we go. Guys, Donna Howard, another CHRO VP of HR lady, has landed as well. So congratulations, Donna. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Now, as I've gone through this preliminary stuff, I want to have Dana, if she would, tell us our little PSA announcement, if you would, Dana.
Absolutely. And should we also open with prayer?
Absolutely. That's your part too.
All right. So how about we open up with prayer, and then I will do the PSA announcement. But
gotcha.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come together and hopefully bless many people out there looking for their next great opportunity. We just thank you, Lord God, for the opportunities you put in front of us, for the opportunity to serve the community in this show, and for the partnership with Foster and I. We put everything in your hands and pray for a safe weekend. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dana. That's why we need you.
Thank you. And as far as JoCo Radio, we are very excited to be a part of the JoCo community family.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas. And JoCo Radio is actually live 365 on the TuneIn radio network. Now you can listen or watch by going to tuneinjocoradio.com and choosing how you want to listen and where you want to listen. For example, there's a radio app, and there's multiple sites that you can go on to. JoCo Community Radio app is now available for free. It's a completely free service. And it is available both on your Android and iOS devices. Okay, so you just have to search your app store. Check out our lineup and more on JoCoCommunityRadio.com. Now, this episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work harder for you. And this is involving one of our truly valuable members of the community, Nona Reed. You would reach out to Nona Reed. She is the Texas sales rep.
Oh, yeah, that's
for Patriot Claims. And the phone number is 844-839-4245 or 844-TEX-HAIL. All righty. Great to be here today, Foster. Thank you so much for the intro.
Absolutely. Thanks for cluing us in on those parts so I don't have to remember everything. Okay, guys, guess what? That lady that you see right there in front of you is a lady named Courtney Ware, who I've been blessed to meet over the last couple of weeks. She is with a company that is called Strategic Government Resources. She's a marketing and communications manager. So she's going to tell you everything you need to know about SGR. We call them SGR. You know, we want to shorten everything in Texas. So, good morning, Courtney.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for being with us. So, I got all excited when I found out about SGR has a unique brand, and what you guys do is quite different in my respect as a recruiter to a lot of people. So, tell us a little bit about SGR, if you would.
Sure, no problem. So SGR is a Texas-based company. We got started in Keller, Texas. And when the pandemic hit, it shut everything down for everyone, including SGR, and we disbanded our physical location and now are 100% remote. So we have what we call satellite offices spread nationwide. We are a company of somewhere around 30 employees, and we use a lot of contractors to help with those client-facing services that we have. And those are just almost in every state. Our services spread nationwide. We actually just helped with a client in Alaska. So we have a big footprint nationwide, and that's accomplished by our staff and our contractors that are just here and there and everywhere and willing to travel. So what SGR basically does, we exist to recruit and assess and develop innovative, collaborative, and authentic leaders, mainly in a local government or municipal setting. And what that means is our main clientele will be cities, towns, villages nationwide looking to place maybe a city manager, a police chief, a fire chief, an HR director. So any industry that would work in that municipal setting. And when we are looking for clients, we are not always focusing on those job seekers that have municipal experience. So that is sometimes something that might give a candidate an advantage, but it is not usually something that they are looking for exclusively. They are more interested in that professional level experience. So for example, if a city is looking for an HR director, they're not always looking for an HR director that has grown up, so to speak, in a municipal setting. They're more interested in somebody who has that professional experience, leading teams, hiring, and all the things that come along with being an HR director almost anywhere. So hopefully we are going to be reaching listeners who won't be necessarily intimidated by that municipal setting and will be more interested in exploring these positions and openings that we have available because the arena is in your comfort zone. Oh, and my Alexa apparently is going to chime in on the conversation. So we have the second largest job board in the nation for municipal positions that you can reach by going to governmentresource.com. You can sign up for free and get alerts for different categories that might be relevant or interesting to you. So if you are a law enforcement officer, or if you are in fire services, or if you are in HR, or just something generally administrative, you can hop on our website, engineering, anything like that, sign up for job alerts, and anytime we have any kind of a posting or opening, you'll get a free email giving you a foot in the door to be one of the first applicants, or at least get to kind of know that position. And we also are hiring internally on our staff. There is some opportunities to join the SGR team right now. The main one, I think Foster was the one that we met recruiting for, and that is an IT specialist. So right now, SGR is looking for someone to join our team. It would be about a 90% remote position, but it would be somebody that would be close to Keller because we have an equipment locker that this person would be helping to manage inventory and need access to that. So looking for someone specifically in the Metroplex, but somebody that has that IT experience that can help with technology systems and processes, help develop some new infrastructure, and kind of support almost in a help desk capacity, the internal customer, which would be the SGR team.
Hey, Courtney, that website that you gave us to go to, is that job and other jobs that you guys are recruiting for right now, your kind of priority jobs, are they listed there?
They are. Thank you for asking. So if you go to governmentresource.com, and that is singular, so don't go to government resources, it's governmentresource.com. You can hover over our main navigation that's called executive recruitment. All of the open recruitments that SGR is leading will be there. It will also lead you to a link where you can visit the job board and see other openings at any given time. It's about 1,600 open positions on that job board. And then there are also resources for candidates. So if you're interested in learning about how to conduct or be a part of an online interview, if you're looking for job transition assistance, if you're looking for information on how to fix up and zhuzh your resume, you can find those resources on our website as well. And then another
awesome.
unique feature we have, if we have listeners that have professional experience and maybe are in transition or are interested in retiring but don't necessarily want to get out of the game yet, we are always looking for people who are interested in being interim professionals. And what that means is we connect people with that professional experience to cities and municipalities that have a need. So for example, a police chief position, for a myriad of reasons, there might not be the ability for the city to hire somebody full-time quite yet. So they'll reach out to SGR and look for an interim professional, somebody that can go on site and be there and lead the department or fill that need. And quite frequently, what we've been seeing lately is that is kind of a foot in the door moment where it leads to a full-time position later, even though the need that was being filled was an interim basis in that moment. So we just kind of maintain a pool of professionals. It's a very simple process of reaching out to our president of interim services and consulting, Wendell Medford. You can find a link to do that on our on our website, as well. And just have a conversation with Wendell, explain the arena or area of expertise that you have. You enter into the interim pool, and then when a position opens up, they reach out to you and ask you if you want it.
I really like what you guys do, and you have a number because of who it is you reach out to. You guys have a number of clients that you guys support. And what you guys do is that's what I was talking about, guys, and things being a little bit different. What they do, what they support are companies and jobs a lot of times that you never even hear about. So if any of you guys want to be a police chief out there, hey, there's somewhere to go for, and that's what this network is about. Somewhere to
That's
go
right.
for everybody looking for a job. We can figure out something. We can connect with somebody.
That's
That
right.
is
We've
awesome.
got engineering openings, communication, police and fire, professional, administrative, secretary, finance, you name it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. The whole gamut. And then you guys are offering help for job seekers as well. And that I like. A lot of companies do not do the full life cycle kind of thing, A lot of
You're
companies
right.
just want to let you know what they need to hire, but SGR is here to help, guys. And SGR has been around for a little while. You know what, Courtney, is SGR still headquartered in Keller, or have you guys moved headquarters?
So we don't technically have a physical location any longer, but most of our, like our PO box and our storage lockers and things like that are still in Keller. And a lot of our leadership team is still in the Metroplex and in that area. And so, if we still had to kind of claim a headquarters, I do think that our hearts are still in Keller, but most of our business is conducted remotely, and then we'll travel on site and come to the client when something in person is needed, instead of having them visit an office that doesn't necessarily exist anymore.
Yeah. Wow. I like that it started right here in Keller, and you guys work right around here in North Texas. Now, hey, Courtney, if I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and maybe I'm interested now. You guys have other locations in other states that you support, you say?
Absolutely. And our clients are spread nationwide. So, for example, right now, we have a planning director position open in Mesa, Arizona. We have a director of development services in Orange County, Washington. We have Eagle, Colorado police chief, Columbia, Missouri fire chief, Colorado River Municipal Water District engineering services manager. So, if you're in Georgia, the chances are on our job board and at any given time in our open recruitments, we have positions that would be in your area. If you are somewhere and you're trying to get your foot in the door because you want to move closer to family in Florida, we'll have positions open in Florida. And it is a constantly changing environment. Positions are opening almost daily. Something new is listed and opened.
When they go to your website, can they select geographic locations as to what you guys possibly have open in those areas?
Well, our hope is that when we have our new website at the end of this year, that will be a function. Right now, the open recruitments are organized by category. So it would be more likely that you would be able to find what you're looking for if you went directly to the police category or the public works and engineering category. And then hopefully the new search function in our new website will allow for also that further sorting by state.
Awesome.
So not quite yet.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay. We're working on it because what you guys do spreads out all across the United States. And, job seekers will make us fix our websites to be a little bit more easy to navigate. So that's part of it. But tell us what you do there at SGR. Tell us what your job is.
Sure. So as marketing and communications manager for SGR, my job primarily is to get the word out about the awesome stuff that SGR does. We're unique in our industry because we do look at the whole picture when we have a hiring opportunity, because I'm sure everybody can relate. It's not just matching a resume that's real beefy and experienced with an opening or a need. There's so much more to consider. You have to think about culture. You have to think about the alignment of mission, vision, and values. You have to think about the potential for growth and the physical location. And so what we do is look at that holistic approach. And we also have resources to grow people into positions because 9 times out of 10, if you can get somebody that's already on your team that fits with the culture, that aligns with your mission, vision, and values, and maybe all they need is some training to step up into that role or into that opening, we want to be able to facilitate and help with that as well. And then we want to also be there to support that the team as they adjust to their new team member and make sure that everybody gels and continues to get along. And so what that looks like sometimes is leadership workshops and council retreats and things like that, because maybe the trouble you're having is not necessarily that you have an opening that's hard to fill, but that maybe you have a team that needs to learn how to work better together. And then that might be the solution to your hiring problem. So, there's always other layers. There's always big picture things that need to be considered. And we want to be there to help solve those problems in an innovative way, an outside the box way, a tailored way that doesn't just serve the client, but also the applicant, because it needs to be just as good of a fit for the job seeker as it is for the employer wanting to fill that position. That's the best way for that long-term retention to happen.
Oh yeah, Corey Studer says that he loves the SGR chess knight logo and philosophy. I like that too. That's pretty cool. We've got Christina Matthews with us, Dana, that is down in Houston. Our product manager, project manager extraordinaire, David Ball, is with us. Guys, we appreciate you being in there. Now, I want to tell companies that are listening this. Guys, reach out to Courtney Ware, right there. There she is. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Kathi. But Courtney, guys, is very open to coming out to networking groups. organizations to talk about SGR. As the Jobfather, I want you guys to find out anything and everything you can, and then make those connections, those personal connections. The technology is wonderful, but I like those personal connections. Well, you know what? Courtney can represent SGR. She can tell you all about SGR because she's there every day. And she is willing to come out like she did for us at South Lake Focus Group. She came out, and you know what, guys? Not only did she come out, but you know what? She brought a hiring manager from her company with her. That was awesome for us to get a chance to high five, fist bump, shake hands, hug. Courtney's got a wonderful personality, guys. She's real easy to connect with. And these are my observations of Courtney. And I just like what that company does, because a lot of times municipalities and different offices in cities really are not up to date in the recruiting game. They don't really know how, if they have needs, they don't really know what to do and where to go find people and stuff like that. So, hey, guess what? If they know Courtney Ware, they can get there. Oh my God, I made a rhyme, didn't I?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Foster.
Marcel, I did a good, man.
Oh, you did. That was good.
If you know Courtney Ware, you can get there.
That's right. So just a quick nod to the compliment on our logo, the chess knight. So we have a little slogan: "Play chess, not checkers," and that is referencing kind of playing the long game and thinking a few moves ahead and not just being reactionary. And when you're a job seeker, sometimes that means that you are not just thinking about the immediate need of finding a position and rushing to an interview, but being as prepared as you can be, anticipating those questions and maybe some additional training that you might need, knowing those resources and knowing the people. Those relationships really do make a difference. And above all else, SGR values and protects those relationships. And sometimes that is going to be more important than any amount of money you spend on marketing, on a website, anything like that. Those relationships are going to be what does it. So I really appreciate this resource and where you are coming from, because there really is a lot of value in that.
I hear music, guys. That means that we are through with our first part of the show. Courtney, thank you very much. And we're going to, Dana's dancing down there, you see her. Guys, we'll go to commercial and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. We will have Kathi back with us, hopefully. If not, we've got an idea for you guys.
Sweet Sea in Burleson, Texas can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet Sea in Burleson, Texas. Go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Hey, Jared, this is Dana. I am right in the middle of a podcast.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Okay, guess what, guys? We are back to the Jobfather, Jobseeker Network Radio. I am the Jobfather, but I'm not by myself. I got Dana Gingerich down there. You see her? There she is waving at us. She is very busy at work today. And we are blessed to have Kathi with us. Kathi Wallis Wilson. I love it. Guys, Kathi is a job seeker. And I'm going to let her explain to you why I've known Kathi for a little while now. She's part of our HR focus group. And she is, I can tell you, she's the type of person that you want to hire. Now she is a chief of staff. I think Kathi was with HP for more than 20 years, actually. And Kathy's going to tell us about what the chief of staff is, some of the things that she's done in her past. And I want you companies to think about how, if you maybe you need to hire a chief of staff, maybe you need to hire a person that you call a different name that has the same functionality as what Kathi has done in her career. So good morning, Kathi. I know we're having some technical difficulties with Kathi. I see her, but I don't hear her. Does she hear me? Kathi, can you hear me? Obviously not, because she's not responding. Guys, while we're at it, I want you guys to go to, of course, to LinkedIn and look up Kathi with an I, Kathi, Wallis, Wallis, and Wilson. Kathi Wallis Wilson. That way you can check out her background, and you want to connect with her, especially if you have a job in and around what she explains that she has done on her LinkedIn profile. Kathi, are you with us? Can you hear us now? No, her head's not moving. Let's give it a couple of seconds, guys, and see if we can get Kathi on board. In the meantime, want to acknowledge our people that are with us again. We have a lady that we call Mez, guys. She is probably the #1 support of the network all over the nation. Her name is Meg Rose Caterio. She is an awesome lady. And you know what? Meg Rose, guys, is from Rhode Island. I don't think I know anybody in my horde of people that I know that's from Rhode Island except Mez. And Mez, Mez is really, really smart guy. She was in the oil and gas industry for more than 10 years. And she was an engineer, and she's in biochemistry and all kind of stuff. If you go to her LinkedIn profile, Meg Rose Caterio, Kuiterio. And Meg Rose, let me know if I got that right. I want you guys to check out Meg Rose and connect with Meg Rose. This network, guys, is about connecting with the best people on the market out there. And we bring those people to you. Kathi, can you hear me now? She's there, but no, can't hear. There's nothing wrong with Kathy's ears, you guys. Her technology is not working. We've been in and out with her the whole time. She's trying to figure it out. And again, guys, her name is Kathi Wallis Wilson. And if she can ever get her technology to work, she will tell us all about Kathi and what she does for a living. As I said earlier, guys, she's a chief of staff. I'd love for her to explain what a chief of staff does for a big old company like HR. HR, when I say HP, she worked for HP, and then she could tell us a little bit about what happened at HP, and she worked for HP Enterprises. Oh my goodness, her technology cut her off of our feed again, so she's not going to be able to tell us anything until she gets back into the feed. And okay, guys, here's what we'll do. Dana and I, until Kathi comes in, Dana and I have carried this whole week speaking to the network about, we have these interviews from companies that are kind of weird. They're behavioral interviews. And is that Kathi coming back? Kathi, are you with us? Can you hear us? Still no, can hear. Okay. So, guys, Are you familiar with a behavioral interview? Our show last week was devoted to behavioral interviews. A lot of times companies see our resumes, they see our experience, and they get interested in us, you know? And what we do is they'll find us and they'll want to talk to us. Half the battle's done, guys. They want to know who it is that they're talking to. They want to know who we are as a person. I like to call it intangibles. And Dana, you have been certified. I've taken classes, but Dana's a lot more certified in behavioral interviewing than I am. So I want to shut up a little bit and let you talk about behavioral interviewing.
No problem. I'm actually not certified, but I am trained on behavioral interviewing.
There you go.
Yeah, and it is definitely something that has been around a while, but is being used more and more frequently, as it is a better way to tell how people are going to perform, because past behavior can often predict future performance. And so basically, understanding the importance of behavioral interviews can help our job seekers approach them in a healthy way. And the whole concept behind behavioral interviewing is asking interviewers to discuss a time or give an example or a situation where they used certain required skill sets to achieve certain required results, and either how that went well or what didn't go well, and maybe how you applied it or learned. And the whole concept behind it is so critical, because it is really a way for companies to look at these action items and determine, okay, yes, they obviously have the core requirements or we wouldn't be on a call with them, right? But how do they operate in the face of business? How do they conduct and move within the face of normal everyday business? And that would align with that individual's approach, communication style, the way they work with their team, the way that they communicate. And also, applying said skills and knowledge. So the good thing for interviewers, the individuals being interviewed, is it's not about memorizing a bunch of facts and details on the job. It's really about sharing your past experiences. So you're recalling and sharing honestly your past experiences and how you handled certain situations. So it's a different type of preparedness. You're not having to memorize a bunch of details, and the people that are interviewing aren't looking for rehearsed answers. They're not looking for rushed answers. They want to see meaningful responses and communication from people being interviewed. So what does that mean? That means it's okay to be thoughtful and think before you respond. It's okay to be honest with things that didn't go well. They're looking more for when it didn't go well, how did you handle it? What did you learn? And how did you use that to better yourself going forward? It's all about progression.
That might give us an idea of what you're going to do when you come to work for our company. If we hire you, I want to know what to expect in a lot of cases. And guys, remember, because I've been a recruiter for so long, I got this from my dad. He said, it's not a lot of times, it's not what people tell you, but it's how people tell you. So remember, guys, to keep that eye contact during the time that you're explaining a situation that you've been through. Don't be timid, to pause a little bit. Dana, I think you said that last week. It's okay to pause and think about what you're going to say. And I'm going to shut up. I am a people person. I read people by how they tell me things more than what they tell me things. Okay, yeah. I'm going to shut up, Dana.
So as I mentioned, yes, pausing is okay. Thoughtful, calm responses are encouraged. Honest responses, not rehearsed fake responses. It's really about getting back to the relationship side of things that Foster talks about every single week.
Oh, yeah.
A relationship with the people that you're interviewing with, genuine rapport, just like you would if you're in church and you're meeting someone new and you're talking to them. Genuine interest, genuine respect, helpful eye contact, a smile, and honesty as you're communicating with them about your strengths and weaknesses. It's okay to have weaknesses. Are you able to admit them? And are you able to share how to overcome them and apply it to better yourself in the future? You can train people's skills, but what you can't train people to do is be overcomers
You
and
can't get trained.
humble enough to learn from your mistake, and then humble enough to
All right, Kathy.
and then be
Thank
humble
you,
enough.
Dana. I want to check. I want to do another check and see if Kathy can hear us. She said this is crazy. Yeah, sometimes the technology is crazy. Absolutely. Apparently, keep going, Dana. I'm sorry. It looks like Kathy is still unconnected, even though we can see her. I'm glad we can see her. There she is, right? That's what she looks like. Look at her right there.
Sometimes it helps to completely disconnect and reconnect to the program. I've had to do that before, just FYI. No, all I was saying, the last thing I was trying to say was just that being genuine and showing how you can train people to learn skills, but you can't train people to have a humble heart and receive feedback, apply the feedback, and better themselves. Those are the key things that set someone apart from other people applying for the same job, is that ability to receive feedback, learn, not be overly defensive, and then apply it and be successful. And the people that are most successful and that are probably most liked and easiest to work with, hence the ones that get chosen in a group of people, are the ones that are humble and willing to learn and grow. So it's all about a sincere relationship, and it's all about being able to discuss your experience as it relates, and then examples of how you've used that experience to either overcome challenges or learn from challenges.
You know, Dr. Priscilla Hollis is with us, and I wish she was on here with us. I think I'm going to fix that in the coming weeks if she will agree to it. But Dr. Hollis is wonderful. I've known her for a long time. She's an industrial she's organizational psychology a practitioner, I think is a good word to say. And Dr. Hollis, if you have any input into what we're saying, put it in the chat, and I will be your voice. I want to strengthen what Dana is saying is, guys, there's some things that we absolutely cannot train. And when we're hiring people, we want to hire the best for this job. Now, you know, one thing, if I get along with you, that doesn't mean that somebody in another company will. If I see, you know, I think Dana's cool. I've known Dana forever. I know her spirit to help, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? Dana might interview with a company and they may not particularly care for Dana, or they might have a candidate that they feel fits the role personally better than Dana. Dana obviously has the background on her resume and all that sort of thing, or there would be no interest in talking. But there are intangible things that we are as a person, how we handle different situations is, you know, that's what the purpose of behavioral interviews are. And I have used behavioral interviewing and kind of implemented in my interview strategy. Kathy, can you hear us? Still no? Okay. Her picture looked different. I thought she might be connected. So, guys, let me go back to what I'm saying. Our connection inside of a company is imperative. We want to know what we're plugging ourselves into, and we definitely want the confidence from our management to hire us into these positions that we are applying for. But we want to have that synergy. I think that's a good word. Is that that word will get me 50 cents, won't it, Dana? You know, I get paid for these big words. But Maz, how much money do I get? Anyway, the synergy is very, very important, guys. We want to get along with the people that we work with. There's some things, there are management styles. Each company has a different management style. and that person that you're interviewing with knows that management style, especially according to how long they've been working there. But here's something that we don't do all the time. When we need a job, we've got the pressure on us. You know, we might go home and the husband or the wife may say, "Hey, I know you went out to this networking thing. Did you get a job?" You know, and that pressure's building up. And it seems like all your family doesn't understand why you can't just go get a job, you know. And it's not that easy. It's very involved. And you know what? Sometimes it happens quickly. Sometimes it can take years. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have said that, shouldn't I? But you know what? Do not give up. Continue to meet people. God works through people. If you're not going to God and telling him, "Hey, I'm out here," it's not like he don't know. But if you tell him, "I'm out here and I am looking for that opportunity in my head that I think I fit," he will put that together. But he will put that together through people. It might be Dana Gingerich. It might be the Jobfather, you know, but there are relationships and connections that we can make in order to obtain the opportunity to have these very, very interviews that we're talking about. And a company gives us these interviews, David Ball, I see you. A company gives us these opportunities to talk to them, to talk brass tacks. Okay, we figured out that you have been in the software environment. You've been in the vertical that we work. We understand all that. We can see that on your profile, but I want to know who you are as a person, David Ball. How I'm picking on you, David. How you apply, how would you work at this company? What are some of the things that you've done in the past? It gives us an idea of how you think, and gives us an idea of, hey, that sounds interesting to me. Maybe I haven't gone through that methodology of thinking before. Maybe I want to hire that in here, and I can learn from that. Do you managers hear me? I'm getting close to the screen again, Dana. You know it's good. We can learn from a number of these people that we are hiring to come into our company. So it's not a, "Oh, Dana's the boss and she knows everything." No, Dana is the boss, but Dana learns from the experiences that she has in life. So
Absolutely.
that is what I am seeing, and that's why I like my first not informational interview. That's a different thing. But my first a behavioral interview was given to me by Anderson Consulting years ago. I went to work for Anderson Consulting, and that's how I got the job. Check this out, guys. Now I'm not. Hey, Mindy. Is it afternoon yet? No, good morning. Still morning. So, guys, you know what? Anderson Consulting had this job as a recruiting director open for 13 months because they were giving people behavioral interviews, and these people just were not clicking with them. I don't know what they were doing, but they were not clicking with the company. And that position stayed open for 13 months. And when that lady interviewed me, she was smiling, and I'm like, I wanted to ask her, what's so funny? Do I have something on my forehead, or what's going on here? But apparently I was telling her some things that she was wanting to hear on the real, as we say. Foster has been through a number of scenarios in management of recruitment over my years that we won't talk about how many they are. But there were a number of situations that she asked me about, and I was able to get into. I'm throwing names out there. I'm looking at her, keeping that eye contact, because I was proud of some of these stories that were in relation. You hear that word, guys? That's another very important R word behind relationships: relevance. If what we're talking about is relevant, keep it relevant to what they're asking us. Dana is kind of a nerd. That's why she gets along with me. And she gives these behavioral interviews, but we have a direction in these behavioral interviews. There's something that we are trying to see in these behavioral interviews. So be as authentic as you can. And here's what people tend to do. And I'm running off at the mouth. I'm going to let Dana talk a little bit more. We tend to, when we think that we do our studies and we're ready for this interview, and a lot of us tell the interviewer what we think they want to hear. And when we do that, we kind of look all around and we're trying to think about what we're saying and all that stuff. And you know what it does? It comes a lot of times, not all the time. Some of you guys are good at it, but a lot of times it comes off kind of disingenuous. It's like, okay, you're trying to tell me what you think I want to hear. And these behavioral interviews will pull that out of you because we'll put you on the spot with these behavioral interviews. Dana, is that what you're seeing? Is that what you think?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel that the purpose of behavioral interviewing isn't to put anybody on the spot, but it is truly to
I
get
do.
a good idea of their experience. But maybe interviewees, people being interviewed, feel that way, but that's what's important to understand
Not
about
like that. Yeah.
it's not to put them on the spot, but it is to get a better picture of how they use their skills and how they relate to the team.
Right. That's the spot I'm talking about right there. That is
Yes.
my spot that I want to hear about. This is what I want to hear about. Maybe a lot of times, guys, we will put situations that are happening in our company. We want to hear how Dana's going to handle that. Okay. Dana's
Yep.
interested in coming to work for me. So I want to hear how Dana's going to handle that. Maybe I'll learn something.
Exactly.
Dana said exactly. So I'm doing good, guys. I'm going to keep talking. I can look at her and tell her she's busy. She today she's what do they call that? Pre-absorbed or something like that. But
No, I'm here 100%.
we got her, and she is really good. Dana and I have had many discussions about
Yes.
behavioral interview, and
Yeah.
I want to touch a little bit, Dana. I want to touch a little bit on informational interviewing.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys,
That's a good idea.
when we are in the job search, we should have target companies. Now, if you work for a certain, if you work in a company, you got a vertical that you served in, and you're already at an advantage. If you are, this is a recruiter thing. Hopefully, Dana will agree with me. But if you come out of that same market, if you come out of that same environment that the company is serving in, that's an advantage because you already know what we're doing. You already know what our direction is. And you know what? If you know companies that are similar to the one that you just got laid off from, or maybe your company was bought and whatever happened that that caused you to be on the job market, you have experience under your belt already. I think we ought to be looking for companies that are similar to where we just work, because that's going to be an advantage going in. So there are two guys that I'd like for you guys to connect with. There's a guy named Mike Ray, and there's a guy named Pete Hernandez. That's not hard to check out. Mike, Ray. You guys can spell Mike. I'm not going to do it for you. You'll probably hit me if you see me. First, you didn't have to spell Mike. And Pete Hernandez. Guys, here's what they do. They are experts on a product called Reference Solutions. It used to be called Reference USA, I believe. There was a company named Data Axle that bought Reference USA and changed the name to Reference Solution. What they do is go into government numbers that are given to companies, specific government numbers, that you can find the same type of companies that are in the arena where you did, and you can find companies geographically. There you go, Mez. Pete Hernandez. Thanks for putting that up there. And these companies, guys, that you can find are companies that are in the same vertical, or they do some of the same things, or very similar to the company that you just left. So if you can find an opportunity in one of those companies, you're at an advantage from the recruiter standpoint and from a lot of hiring managers standpoint as well, because you already know what we're doing. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's see what you did over there. It might be a competition. It might be your competitive company in your vertical. It might be one of those kind of things. So yeah, you know what? I've seen a lot of people, since I work for IBM, I've seen a lot of people go to work for Microsoft. Well, you know what? They kind of do the same thing. In a lot of areas, you might work in a very department that has that same department in their company. Kathi, I see again. Kathi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No.
I've had the
Awesome.
worst technical problems, and now I don't know how to hold my phone. Hold on, I
Awesome.
can't get something my whole face.
We can see half of your face and
There we
figure
go.
it out.
Yep. Or you can just go ahead and turn your phone, Kathi. Turn it sideways.
Okay.
Let's see if it straightens
No.
out. Kathy's still silent.
Oh, it's
Well,
not.
I feel like the people on Good Morning America when they first started working from the. Sorry, this is horrible.
This is awesome.
I can't tell you the list of technical things I've done to try to fix my issue, and it's just not.
Well,
not
you
working.
probably learned some stuff through that experience.
Well, if it would have worked, I would have learned something, I suppose. But
Yeah. Well, I'm going to finish what I'm saying real quick, guys.
Okay.
As you find these companies, you can find people that work in those companies. You might want to contact Dana and Foster. If we have a relationship, there's my word, Dana. If we have a relationship in those companies, then you know what? We can suggest that you talk to somebody on the inside, and that will be an informational interview, because if you're interested in that company, you want to know what's going on in that company. How do they handle things? How long have you been working at this company? What do you like about this company? That is the kind of information. That's what Dana and I call an informational interview. Oh man, it's already time. Kathy, we're going to have you back with us. We'll have you back. I will talk to you about that, and we will do this again. Thank you, guys. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
We're sorry
Have a
for the
good
technical
weekend.
difficulties. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Have a good weekend.
Absolutely.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process.